Awesome stuff. Okay, so we're going to move on with our speakers today, and we're going to hear from the wonderful, wonderful Carrie Brooks.
I've got my clicker. Hello everybody, I'm delighted to be here. I'm going to talk to you about coaching and running my own coaching business. Let's hope this clicker all works. Fabulous. I thought I'd start with a little bit of background about me. When I think about all the careers I've had, which have been quite a few, and what is closest to my heart, it is being a mother. So I thought I'd start there. I brought my son up, Max, as a single mother. It was very, very challenging, especially doing a course at university, having to work to support us, and also being really there for my son, which was very important to me. However, from that, the bond that I have with my son is so strong, and I believe that's because we fought together over those years. And also, it has made me have absolutely brilliant time management skills. This is a bit about my past. Yeah, you can see the era, actually, if you look at the face makeup. But basically, before I had my son, I was a session musician. I was employed by record companies and management companies to go and tour with their bands and showcase. So that was a really exciting time of my life. Lots of traveling, lots of new experiences, some weird, which I'm not going to go into now, and some really, really positive. But it was a brilliant time of my life, so exciting, absolutely brilliant. And what was interesting for that time for me is I started to notice how people were behaving under stress and strain, because being on tour as a musician is a really, really stressful environment. Emotionally, psychologically, physically, it is really, really draining. And so you'd be on tour for months, and it would really give me an opportunity to see how people were coping. And maybe this was the beginning of me being interested in what makes people tick. I left the music business, not because I fell out of love with the music, because I'm still passionate about music, absolutely love it, or the bond I made with my fellow musicians. Many of them are still my friends today. It was the music business. It's a really, really harsh environment. And as quite a sensitive soul, I found myself being treated as a commodity and just something to be moved along. It is very, very harsh. And also, personally, as a woman musician, if I was going to be asked to wear one more micro mini skirt, I swear to God, I'd have had to smack someone, because it was really tough. What happened after working in the music business is I did a professional photography course, and I started, obviously, using my contacts in the business to work with musicians, photographing them. It also, when my son was old enough, I began a 5-year study of film photography and digital media. So I was at university as a very, very, very mature student, but I was really excited there. I was always first at my lectures in the front row, absolutely dying to immerse myself in this world of photography and film. What often happens in life is when I finished university, I stumbled literally into a job of managing one hot yoga studio. This one hot yoga studio developed into 3. And I ended up as a general manager. And it's a really good example of a job that is convenient, falls at your feet, pays the bill, but drains your soul. And so by the time I came to the Animas Discovery Day, I was aching for a change. Signing up to Animas. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. My first single step was joining Animas. What I find quite funny now when I look back is I thought during my first 2 months at Animas, I thought I was learning skills through my coaching, which I could then adapt and use going back to the yoga industry to better manage my staff. And this really makes me smile because I was desperate for a change, but at the same time, I really wanted to have one foot firmly in my safety zone at the same time. This is what happens quite often at Animas. I was about halfway through the course, and I had a moment. It was like a bolt from a blue. It was like a really deep sense of knowing that this was what I was meant to do, that I'd found my passion, I'd found my meaning in life, and I'd found my life purpose. Boom. This quote I think is really quite relevant now, is there is no greater gift you can give or receive than to honour your calling. It is why you are born and how you come most truly alive. Oprah Winfrey. So this boom in my life came along with massive change in my own personal life. I sold my flat, I gave up my job, I was separated for 10 years, so I actually moved through with the divorce, absolutely changed my life, sort of tore out the sheet and started again. And I just started coaching for free, coaching for donations, coaching anybody and everyone, just to develop my coaching skills. And interestingly, at that time, it started a period of really deep reflection for me. Why did I want to coach? And what sort of coach did I want to become? And what I started to realize that what was important to me was authenticity. And I know it's been brought up a lot today, but I felt that it was really essential for me to be authentic. So if I was helping my clients to embrace change, then I needed to embrace change. If I was working with my clients to move through their fears and step out of their comfort zone, I needed to be prepared to do that too. And I constantly challenge myself to grow personally and as a coach. And this need for authenticity is just my heart and soul. And what I believe is that my clients feel this, they know this, and this is why I'm a successful coach. From the words of Maya Angelou, success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. I love that woman. I was asked by the Animas team, and I love this picture, what my 3 ingredients for success are. And they're belief, trust, and tenacity. And belief is belief in myself, belief in my life purpose, which is to be of assistance to people. And trust is trust in myself, trust in the power of coaching, and trust that as this is what I'm meant to do, it's all going to work out all right. And tenacity is holding on through all the challenges to my belief for my life purpose, through thick and thin. Starting my business and growing my business has been like a natural process. I started coaching, then I needed to get organized and do all the practical things. The way I see my business is this: it grows, I adapt. I use no charts, no statistics, no graphs. I have a confession to make that I run my business solely on my intuition, which is a bank manager's nightmare. I'll give you that. However, I see it as being true to how I work best, and it's served me well so far. I love my quotes. I keep them around me for inspiration and just keeping me on track. And this is one for Steve Jobs. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Thank you, Steve Jobs. I've been introduced at the summit as a nicheless coach. And it is a fact that I've come to terms with now. However, it has been a journey fraught with self-doubt and frustration. I spent the best part of a year in absolute turmoil trying to find my niche. All the marketing books, or pretty much all of them, tell you, find your niche, identify your market, and then sell a solution to your market. So I had to find a niche. So it's like, Carrie, come on, find a niche. So I went through my year of turmoil. Was it going to be relationship coaching? I had a CPD in relationship coaching, and I enjoyed that. Could be that. Was it going to be coaching athletes? I adore coaching athletes. Really good. Was it going to be that? Was it going to be wellness coaching? I enjoy that, but I do see that as part of the whole, not the whole. Was it going to be preferably of women of my age to actually coach women between the ages of 30 and 50? That could have done. Coaching men, I love coaching men. However, most of my clients are women. So I went round and round in this repetitive, absolutely insane circle, getting excited by each new client that I had. I thought, okay, this is my niche. No, this is my niche. And it was continuous. And what I was really concerned about was finding myself in a niche that I found really unfulfilling. Being trapped, repeating the same coaching techniques to the same clients. But I had to find a niche. Everyone tells you find a niche, so get on with it, Carrie. So I remember it was a Friday afternoon, and I just coached a woman who was going through a divorce. It was one of those brilliant coaching sessions which you come out of and you're buzzing and you can see your clients moving forward, and I was really, really high. And I thought to myself, this is a brilliant niche for me. Women over 40 going through a serious life change. I could see myself doing that. I'm divorced myself. Yes, I found my niche. So I went to bed all revved up, really excited. The next morning I had a call, and this call developed into a consultation. And success, I had another client. And this client was, wait for it, male, 30, and totally unfulfilled in his life, but a really exciting prospect to coach. So I took this as a sign. I was a nicheless coach, and I was going to stay a nicheless coach. That was it, done. Thank you. So I love the challenge and variety of being a nicheless coach. I sort of see my clients and the service that I give them as bespoke coaching. So if I have a client in front of me, I think, how can I best suit their individual needs? And this is the way that I use, I think, my nicheless coaching to its strength. I think, how can I best serve my clients in fresh and new and exciting ways? This two ends of the spectrums is really interesting. These are two of my clients that are really, really polar opposites. I have a 16-year-old tennis pro, and then I have a 60-year-old self-made businessman. Two polar opposites, you may think. However, it's really interesting that there's coaching threads running through both of them. Both of them have a burning desire to be really successful. Both of them need to look at their work-life balance and pay attention to that, and both of them need to question the deep why. Why, when you're 16 and just starting out in life, are you sticking to a grueling training schedule that allows little time for anything else? And why, as a already successful businessman, are you working 14 hours a day to the exclusion of everything else? So I find these threads really, really interesting. My tennis pro, I absolutely adore coaching her. Athletes are committed, they're dedicated, and they just so get it. So when you work with them, you have a coaching session, you agree on a plan of action, they're doing it. And for me, it's really successful and gratifying to be able to see how my coaching has worked. She may win a match, brilliant. She may come back and lose a match, but how she talks about losing is brilliant. So I absolutely adore her, I have to say. And then my 60-year-old businessman, he's actually starting to embrace the other aspects of his life. He's taking his wife out to dinner, and he's revving up his love life, which is fantastic. And he's starting to actually live life, appreciate the other aspects of his life that he's actually ignored for a long time. So coaching is coaching to me, and I believe if we're open and adaptable, we can pretty much coach anyone. This is the way that I see it. It is the openness and the adaptability. For me, being flexible and open and being able to go along with the moment. As we know in coaching, we can't really predict where a coaching session is going to go. And it can go to the most unpredictable of places. But I think being able to be open and to be go with the client in that moment makes for a great coach. So flexibility and a strong intuitive sense are my mantra. And I believe that the challenge of being open and adaptable is what I find so inspiring about nicheless coaching. The way that I coach, I think my concept behind coaching is encouraging and helping my clients to step into their own personal power, to become proactive instead of reactive. So I see it as a train running along its tracks. So you're a train, you're on your tracks, you're going along, you bump into your first buffer, oh, that's your job, fine, jolted back onto the rails again, and you're trundling along, and you bump into your next buffer, oh, that's your partner. And for many people, this is their life. And what I say to my clients, or I encourage them to do, is I say, get off the train, let's stand on the platform and have a look at where you've been, but much more importantly, where are you now and where do you want to go? My coaching is about bigger picture. Let's step back and have a look at what that is. So, challenging, exciting, and inspiring. I'm living my passion. And what I feel is that I have finally found something that has meaning to me in my life. And I also believe I've been looking for this meaning all my life. So this is what makes my heart sing. I just got one more, yeah. Thank you. I'd like to just finish on a quote. And this is a quote that I've had up on my bedroom wall since my 20s. It's been my inspiration, and it's sort of proven its value to me time and time again. I put my glasses on so I can read it well. It's a quote from Goethe. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favour all manner of unforeseen incidents, meetings, and material assistance which no man could have dreamt would have come his way. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. Thank you.